Hey guys, so today I thought I would film a Get Ready With Me Q&A. I haven't done a Q&A in a while, and I thought it would open up the floor to talk about a lot of things that maybe I don't think about mentioning, or answering any questions that you guys have, and kind of just getting it all out. So I thought that would be fun to do today. And it is a super foggy, beautiful day. I wish you could see out the window, but like, oh, it is so stunning. If you guys ever do want to see, like I show a lot more on my Instagram stories, so you guys can go follow there if you're interested in seeing more of like the property. And I show like really pretty foggy days like this. I love fog. I don't know about you guys, but so that's what I'm gonna be doing today, and just seeing what you guys want to know and answering it. You know what a Q&A is. I did not have to explain that like that. So before we hop into the Q&A, today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. I've been working with them. I think we're on year 4 now, so that's really exciting for me. If you don't know who they are, which I assume you do, but if you don't, they're a meal delivery service. They deliver meals to your door each week. They come in an insulated box, and in that box comes the meals that you have chosen, and they're so delicious. This week, the meal that I'm showing you guys, delicious, amazing. Always, everything from HelloFresh is super, super good. I want to talk about this other meal that we made, so stay tuned, because it was in my life probably top 5 meals I've ever had, not just from HelloFresh. Zach agrees, so good. I've already talked to my family about it, because this meal, you guys, was literally to die for, and we will be recreating it 100,000%. So anyway, we'll get to that. But me and Zach actually did not go out for Valentine's Day. We love going out to eat, but we didn't. We haven't gone out to eat since we've had Bubby. So it's actually really nice because you don't have to go to a crowded restaurant or anything. You can just stay home and cook. The one that we made for Valentine's Day was literally so good. It was a 3-course meal, and it had like a shared starter. It had super, super yummy sides, and it came with dessert. For crying out loud. It has really simple recipes. I don't find any of them difficult to make. It has pre-portioned out ingredients that help limit the meal prep time that you have, and it cuts back on trips to the grocery store, which is vital for me especially. They have family-friendly recipes, fit and wholesome recipes, pescatarian and veggie options every week, plus every recipe includes fresh product sourced directly from farmers. They have a huge variety of quick and easy recipes. They also have 20-minute meals, easy cleanup, and low prep options as well, if you need something fast. The packaging that HelloFresh uses to ship your food in is already recycled content, and we just love it so much. Every meal is absolutely delightful, so delicious, balanced, and I just love that it's quick and easy and absolutely wonderful. I cannot say enough good things about HelloFresh's meals. They are so good, and I recommend them to everybody that we know. Oh my god, I love ricotta cheese so much. Hi, darling. You want some?
I think ricotta is one of the most underrated cheeses.
That's what I was just saying in my video.
Okay.
If you guys are interested in checking out HelloFresh, you guys can go to HelloFresh.com and use my code RawBeauty16 for up to 16 free meals, including 3 surprise gifts. And I thank you again so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring the beginning portion of this video. And we're gonna hop into the Q&A and see what you guys wanna know. Okay, so it's the next day, and I'm wearing a completely different outfit because, well, things just got hectic. I just wanted to say that I've been off YouTube for a few weeks because my husband was sick. He had to self-isolate from us for 10 days. So I had to take care of Bubby by myself for those 10 days, and there was just no time to film. So I didn't intend to take that time off, but here we are. And I just want to say Zach's fine. Everybody's fine. I didn't get sick. Bubby didn't get sick. So hey, the isolation was worth it. But I just want to say that that's where I've been. If any of you were like wondering, I super doubt it, but let's hop into the video. Okay, first question. Not shady. Do you think you want more kids? I'm thinking mine might be a one and only. It's so interesting. So my husband wants more kids. He would have more in a heartbeat. He would have probably at least 2 more or 3 more. Like, he is so on board, loves it so much. I love being a mother. I love it. It's the best. I am absolutely obsessed with being a mom. But I don't think I can get pregnant on the medication that I'm on and have it be safe for a baby. I also am currently still needing medication to sleep because it's a very, 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 very small amount, but it's real, and it's not something that I could take while pregnant. Right now, I'm saying 1 and done, but I'm not gonna make any sort of comments about that right now because honestly, my kid's only 1. People are really, I'm not saying this person is pushy. I get the question, and I said, like, ask me anything. But a lot of people, it's like, you have them really close together, and I just don't, I don't know. I have a lot of friends who are only children, and they're totally good. I also have people who, you know, friends who have a ton of siblings, and I'm just not pushing anything right now. My husband would literally like get me pregnant today if I was like, let's do it. He'd be like, all right. Yeah, we had a conversation about that because I was like, yeah, I'm not there, like not even a little bit. Just my mental health is too rocky. I'm doing so much better, but I'm doing better because of all the things I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm doing better because of the medication to sleep at night and because of my antidepressant. So it's just really hard to want to know that I'm gonna struggle again. And it's just like, not now. That's not that. This person asked, are you still using your salt period cup or have you tried period underwear? I have a full video on this if you guys are interested in knowing more about the period cup. Yes, I am still using the Salt Soft cup. I love it so much. I've had like pretty bad cramps. So for the first day, I do not use it because having anything up there, it makes my cramps get really bad. Even though mine are so much better with the cup, it's still too uncomfortable for me. I use a pad on day 1 and then day 2, I switch to the cup. I just have to. I can't have anything going in there. It's too painful. What's something nostalgic from childhood you wish was still around? It's so interesting that you ask like what I wish was still around. It's almost what I wish was gone. I don't know, man. I just feel like there was something magical about not having internet. I don't know if anyone else agrees. Like, I remember this story so specifically. I wanted to figure out the lyrics to a song and I could not think of what the lyrics were, and it was driving me nuts. Whereas now I would just Google like lyrics to blank song. Before, I had to wait till the next weekend, I remember, and I was with my friend Kristi. Yeah, we were the Kristis, and we have the same middle name too, weirdly. I had her mom drive us to the mall because I think we were gonna go see a movie, and I had to go into a Sam Goody and look for the singer and then open up the little book on the inside to find out the lyric or whatever it was. That's what I had to do, and like that may sound really irritating, but it was almost cool that like you had to think on it more. You had to like, I don't feel like there's that much need now to retain a lot of information in that regard, because you just can look it up. So I don't know, I just kind of miss the time when you sat on the toilet and you had to read the shampoo bottle, or like, I don't know, it feels like the age of information is almost just like too much information. I just kind of miss the time when it wasn't. Like, you're bored? Well, go outside and play. I don't know. I feel like I am romanticizing it a little bit because it's ultimately a really good thing that we have the ability to look up information, because in so many regards, like I'm able to grow a garden, let's say, or I'm able to learn how to do pottery just off of the internet. I don't have to go take a class or whatever, but I feel like in a way it's kind of cool when you have to go take a class or you can't just know everything at every moment, which I love knowing as much as possible. That's why I look stuff up all day long. But what would you tell your newly postpartum self? Oh my. I don't think I would have listened to anybody because you have to just experience it to know. But what I would say is like having expectations is a huge killer in parenthood. When you expect something to happen or not happen, that's when things start to feel like really confusing or overwhelming. Like for me, I had sleep expectations. Like, this is how much you should be sleeping. This is what I should be doing. And I had all these expectations of him and me and what things should be like. And I think that that's one of my biggest things that I've noticed is like, there is no should. Every baby is different. Every single one. Anyone that tells you your baby should sleep this much, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you should or should not be doing, what worked for them most definitely probably won't work for you. There's a lot of feeling inadequate in the beginning or feeling like you're doing something wrong and not knowing what you're doing. I guess my biggest piece of advice is like, go with your gut and don't have any expectations, even about your day. So being like, oh, I can't wait for tonight when my baby goes to sleep at 7 so I can come down and I can watch a movie with you. That's an expectation that your baby's gonna fall asleep at 7 and that you're gonna be able to watch a movie tonight. You're probably not going to be able to do that tonight. And not having set expectations, I keep saying it, was a huge helper for me, because I started getting really sad. Like, oh, I've been up in this room for 5 hours nursing and rocking and soothing a crying baby. I had a plan to watch a movie with you tonight. Well, when I started removing those expectations and then being like pleasantly surprised instead of let down, it'd be like, oh, he did go to bed tonight. Now we can watch a movie. Instead of being let down that last night I wasn't able to, tonight it's exciting that I am able to. And that doesn't last forever, and it definitely feels like it will. So that was my biggest piece of advice, is to like stop listening to everybody else tell you what should or shouldn't happen or what you should or shouldn't do. You do you. You follow your own gut. You follow your own intuition and remove all expectation, and it'll be a lot better. What do you care about lately? So many things. So many things. Right now, the big thing that I care about is, I mean, obviously mental health always is like right at the top of my list there, because if you don't have that, like everything else can't be. I really care about maintaining my mental health. I care about being a good wife and mother. Those are the things I really, really care about. Like, those are top of my list. And then other than that, like, we are really excited about our property and getting it landscaped and looking really pretty and well put together, getting the garden going, and we're building a pond and we're getting a hydro seeding company. Like, we're working a lot on our yard and getting it really well maintained so that we can be proud of it, because it's a big yard that we have it just kind of went out of control, if I'm being honest, because there's just a lot of it, and finding the time to get out and do as much like landscaping and stuff that we wanted to do just hasn't really happened. So now we are doing that, and it is wonderful. I care a lot about maintaining balance in my life and just overall being really kind to myself and really just gentle with myself and my family. And I think that's really it. Just maintaining good relationships. That's really important to me. I've been really talking to a lot of friends lately and trying to get together with people. And yeah, this question was really shady, and I absolutely blocked this bitch, but I wanted to address it because I am feeling salty. So I asked a question on Twitter a week ago about homeschooling, and I just asked, not because I'm planning on homeschooling, not because I'm not planning on homeschooling. I just simply asked a question, and I said, have you ever homeschooled your kids? Were you homeschooled yourself? Any pros or cons? I'd love to hear it. This person says, why do you think that you should homeschool when you currently clearly hate being around your high needs baby? All babies need things so much. And why do you think homeschooling would make that better somehow? As I stated, I just was asking a question. Sometimes I've asked questions on Twitter of like, do you stand or sit to wipe? So asking that question doesn't mean that I stand to wipe, but I just asked a question. Simply just wanted to hear the answers from people. I absolutely love staying home with my child. Was he a high needs baby? You can take it out of quotations because yes, he was. That is a real thing. All babies need things. Fucking duh. Fucking duh. Like literally, obviously. Duh. Duh. Of course they do. Are some babies more self-soothy? Yeah, they are. Are some babies more crying? Yeah. Anyway, I was simply asking, maybe we'll do public school. Maybe we'll do private school. Maybe we'll do homeschool. Maybe we'll do a homeschool co-op. Maybe do any of those things and we'll fly off to a faraway land and live like hobbits. I just was simply asking a question because I know what public school is like, as I went to public school. I don't know much about homeschooling, and there's lots of options out there, and I like to know all of my options before I make a decision. Like I do with everything, I like to, make an informed decision, and I like to ask real people what their real experiences were like. So, if I do plan on homeschooling my son, I do not need your permission. And I love being home with my kid. Love him so much. I thank God literally every day that this is my life and that this has been the position that I've been able to be in. And I thank God for you guys all the time. Like I literally talk constantly to my friends, family, therapists, everyone about just how much I feel blessed and lucky to live this life and be able to stay home with my son. It is not lost on me how lucky I am. I don't hate staying home with him. I think you take that and you think I hate it because I've been honest about postpartum depression and anxiety. That doesn't have anything to do with my son. Point blank period. Has nothing to do with him. And I mean, honestly, you're just a shitty bitch for saying that. But I will forgive you because I am trying not to live in hatred. Even though I do hate you, you fucking asshole. But I will say that I know that I've been very open about having postpartum depression and anxiety, which really influenced a lot of my decisions surrounding the first 10 months of my son's life. I did not get medical help for it until he was 10 months old, and I was at rock bottom. That's my bad. I should have gotten help sooner, but I wasn't aware that it was as bad as it was while I was in it until I got help. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's almost like if you always felt like shit and then you finally felt what normal or good feels like, you'd be like, wow, I didn't realize how shitty I felt until I don't feel shitty anymore. It's exactly what it's like. Like I didn't realize how much depression I had until I cured my depression. I didn't not cured, but treated. I didn't realize how much anxiety I was actually living with daily until I got on medication. Like I just didn't realize that this is what it felt like to be treated. Or I probably would have gotten help a freaking long time ago. And if you want to know more about this, if you don't even know what I'm talking about, you probably do. But if you wanted to know more about like that, I'll post the video link up here. I posted a whole video about getting help when I hit rock bottom and depression and anxiety and stuff like that. I think it's really shitty of people to take things that people say when they're in the throes of struggling and like weaponize that against them. So like how she's like, oh, you hate being home with your high needs baby. No. I was struggling with a high needs baby during the most severe mental health crisis and postpartum depression and anxiety. I think that we need to start having a lot more compassion for mothers who are struggling instead of being judgmental towards them. I think that that's like like really, really, really important. I think it's like one of the most vital and important things that we can do for new mothers. And it's like the opposite of what I see online. Like people are so shitty to new moms and like so judgmental and like really, really have really, really high expectations of them, and to be only this positive ray of sunshine and bliss. That's all that people are expected to show. Otherwise, you're an ungrateful asshole. Like these things exist. They do. It sucks that they exist. If I could take it away from every new mother out there, oh my God, I would. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It's unfair. It's unfair that some of us get depression and anxiety after we have the miracle joy of our lives. Like he is the miracle joy of my life. I'm literally so madly in love with my child that it hurts me, physically hurts me. It's not lost on me how I feel robbed of that joy in the beginning of his life. And I shouldn't even be addressing this, but I simply have gotten to the point in my life where I feel like people on the internet go unchecked so much. And yes, I'm not blasting her name, and I'm never gonna like dox her or put her name out there or anything. I'm sure that it wouldn't matter. Anyway, I guess my point is that like people on the internet can be shitty, and then if you respond, it's like, whoa, be the bigger person. Like, no, I'm tired of being the bigger person. This is me, my life. Like, this is my life. You can't just talk like that to people. You can talk like that to people. And I've probably been a shitty bitch in the past too. But when you know better, you do better. I will say, don't talk like this to moms. Just don't. Like, there's enough guilt and shame already. There's enough. They don't need any more from you on the internet thinking that you know anything about anything. We choose to share what we choose to share. Have I shared things in regards to motherhood that I regret sharing? Fuck yes, like absolutely 100,000%. I am glad that I've shared about the struggle, because the amount of DMs that I've gotten of people being like, this has helped me more than you know. I thought I was alone. I felt like I wasn't, that this was the normal experience, and now I'm getting help. That is what's important here. I don't accept the shittiness, but I expect it, because the internet has proven itself to be a really, really, really toxic, disgusting place many, many times. Also, equally incredible, and allows me to have this job and have this platform and be able to talk to you guys. But I do feel that there is this, people aren't really emboldened behind their keyboards to say something like this. If she would talk to me like this in person, I would be really surprised. A lot of people don't. I've never had anyone outright say any of this shit to my face, and if people feel it, and if this person interacts with other people, I assume they're not doing that. But maybe, you never know. But I guess that's my point, is that like, you're lucky that I'm in a good place mentally now, because saying things like really shitty things to people, you don't know if that's the day that they are struggling so bad that it might make them snap. Like, be careful what you say. I've gotten some really, really shitty comments lately. I got this one. I posted it to my Instagram story. I blocked her name out or everything. I never would do that again. So many of you guys just couldn't even believe how shitty the comments were. And trust me, I shouldn't be sharing this stuff. I should be the bigger person, and I should not give air to any of this stuff. Sometimes you get to the point where it's like, you just snap. And I don't snap in that regard, but like, you're just like, you know what? I think people deserve to see the kind of shit that people are saying. And easy for me to ignore it most of the time, but sometimes lately I've had a hard time, because just shut the fuck up, please. Just shut up, please. Just shut up. Okay, I gotta get off my soapbox right now. The internet is just such a weird, bizarre, odd place. Full of incredible people, and also like, how are you feeling about mom pressure now that your son is over a year old? Oh, so much less. But I also recognize that a lot of that came from the postpartum depression and anxiety. I just do what I'm going to do now, and simply, if somebody has something to say about it, you know where you can shove it. I look at it like this now, and this is how I have to. Nobody is here taking care of him. Nobody knows him. Nobody has to wake up with him in the middle of the night but me. So there is no pressure that I feel other than things from myself. Like, do I have mom guilt? Oh my God, it's so bad. Like, if I even let him watch like a half hour of Winnie the Pooh, I feel like a terrible mother. It's not that I think other people are terrible mothers when they do that. In fact, not at all. Not at all. It's just mom guilt. It's just a feeling of like, I don't know, I just feel bad about every decision that I make, and it feels like it's going to have a lifelong impact, even though most of it likely will not. Like, I let him eat some cake yesterday, and I can feel guilty about that, when it's like, he's fucking fine. And cake is delicious, and not every single thing that goes into his body has to be organic, homemade, fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, and seeds. Like, that's not the only thing that he has to eat, and it's actually probably a good thing to have that balance. It's just, it's this guilt. And it's really, really debilitating sometimes, but you know, you just got to get through it. And the pressure will never really ever fully go away, but I try to relieve that for myself, knowing that I am an extremely loving mother, that my son knows nothing but love, support, happiness. We don't yell. I've never snapped at him. And you know, even if you do, that doesn't make you a bad parent. Like, people snap sometimes, and I'm sure one day I will. I hold true that I know I am a good mom. I know I am, because I love him so much. And it really ultimately is the only thing that really matters, is that I love him and I treat him with nothing but kindness and respect the way I wish to be treated. I know for a fact that I need to have less pressure on myself, because he'll be great. You know, my parents were great and they weren't perfect people either. Are you still working on the MLM video? This is like my number one question. So many people want to know about the MLM video. The thing is this, I have a lot of big feelings about MLMs. A lot. I have made that pretty clear here on my Instagram. Back in the day, this is before I even had my son. I think I was pregnant when I was talking about it. And I was struggling to finish the video outline because it's huge. There's so many things I want to say. Here's the thing that I want to talk about with MLMs though. It's a really, 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 really touchy topic for a lot of people. And I see a lot of anti-MLM content out there that is kind of not really the way that I would want to approach it. Now, I think everyone approaches it the way they do, and that's fine. But I want to make sure that I'm not shaming anybody in the process that is either in an MLM or has signed up and done one. And if you don't know what an MLM is, it's like Unique, Thrive, Beachbody, Scentsy. They're like these companies that your friends sell you on Facebook, you know, and like, you know what they are. Everybody knows what they are. Monate, the leggings, what are they called? LuLaRoe. I think they're gone now. But so I want to approach it sensitively. I also don't want to shame anybody that's ever signed up for it or is a distributor, because I get it. But there's a lot of information out there that a lot of people don't know in regards to them being very predatory towards literally everyone, but specifically certain types of groups like stay-at-home moms or military spouses. There's so many different things that go into a video like this. And I have a huge outline that I made over, probably a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And so people ask me quite often, are you making the MLM video? I want to, but I really want to approach it in a very like respectful way, but also honest. And it's very difficult for me to do that. Like, as you can see, I just went off on that girl in my comments. Like, I just went off on that. And I don't want to go off on a huge tangent like that in the MLM video, giving good information. And I'm nobody that's like, I'm no expert on them, but I was recruited into one when I was young. And I see my friends and family being recruited into them all the time. And I see a lot of people being taken advantage of by them as well. And I have a lot of people who I really respect online and really like, who I find out are in them. And that's the thing. Like, I have empathy for these people. I don't look at them and think, you're an asshole. Oh, don't do that. You're a boss babe hun. I have thought that in the past, but I want to make sure that I'm recognizing that each individual person has their own reasons for doing things. And a lot of people do it out of just hope. And I think that's what bothers me so much about MLMs. And that's what bothers me about the predatory nature of network marketing, is that a lot of the people that sign up, if not most, are just really hopeful to help their financial situation and to change their lives. They're not doing it because they're trying to scam people. There are people, and that's what the video is about, that are doing it knowing that most people, 99% of people that join, aren't going to make any money. They know that, and that's where it gets really tricky. And that's why the video, I want to make sure that I do it justice, because it's not something I just want to gloss over. I want to make sure that every question that people have in that video goes answered. And it's really difficult to do because it's so nuanced, it's so layered, and there's just so much to it. It's not something that you can just like make a broad statement about and have it be true. Like, everybody that joins or has falling off eyelash, everybody that joins or, you know, sells these products, everyone has their own story of why. It's just, for me, about education so that somebody else doesn't get taken advantage of and lose their money and put a lot of their time and effort into something that likely isn't going to have any payout. And I think that a lot of people are just unaware of how these companies really are. And I see a lot of my friends and family getting taken advantage of, and it really grinds my gears. It makes me really, really, really ragey. And that's why I have to really go at this cautiously, because I will fucking rage. And I will rage in the video probably, but I'll try to do it respectfully. Respectful rage. That's what they call me. Raw, respectful, ragey. So yes, the video will come, but I have literally no idea when. I want to try to work on it, but I'm scared. I'm just not even gonna lie. I'm scared that I'm not gonna do a good job at it and that people are gonna be like, you need to learn your facts. And I don't like that. I don't want to put a video out where people are like, that was all wrong. What's your favorite zoom lens for nature photography? Well, lately I purchased the Sony 2 to 600 millimeter lens, and my oh my, that thing is heavy. My arm was like shaking when I was taking video or pictures with it. But I got some pictures of bald eagles. Oh, and they are far away. It's a really expensive lens though, and it took me years to get up the balls to buy it. But I'm very happy I did, and I love it so much. I also have the 70 to 200, and that one's pretty good, but I will say, like, you honestly need a tripod for both of them because they are so heavy and the pictures turn out kind of blurry, so I gotta get a tripod. I love both of those lenses. They're great. Honestly, I think I want to line my lips today. I want to get a little bit more pouty. A little bit more patty. Do you have another view on your body since giving birth? Me, absolutely. My focus changed. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care at all. So no, nothing's changed. I used to care like a lot about my weight necessarily. Like I cared a lot about a lot of things, but now that I have him, I'm like, dude, I have health. I have mental health and wellness. That's all I really care about at the end of the day. Like my body doesn't make that much of a difference to me. And as long as it's functioning and working and I'm relatively healthy, that's really all I care about. But my body image has not changed really at all. It's always remained the same. Do you follow any type of sleep training? No, I do not. So if you don't know what sleep training is where there's many different methods to it when it comes to babies, and I have a soapbox to get on with this, but I don't want to like alienate anybody and make anyone feel bad. Here's what I want to say. You do what works for you and your family. Don't let anybody tell you what you have to do, and don't have any expectations. This goes back to that. So I think that people expect way too much out of baby sleep. I think that I did. I think that the industry in general does. And I think that a lot of people profit off of selling courses to get your babies to sleep with the guarantee that you will get your babies to sleep. It's a huge moneymaker. And it's also a huge area where moms feel like they need the most help, because no lie, the lack of sleep after having a new baby, it's unfathomable and it's inexplicable. You really can't know until you know. It's just a different level of tired that you've really never experienced until you've been in it. What I will say is that I don't believe in one size fits all advice in regards to sleep. And I believe that a lot of the advice out there is put your baby down drowsy but awake. I believe that a lot of the advice is don't have any sort of sleep crutch for your baby, because like nursing to sleep, patting to sleep, rocking, because then they'll come to expect that. I don't agree with a lot of the information that's out there in regards to sleep. Here's the thing. Every baby is different. Every baby. My friend's baby, you lay him down, drowsy but awake, lays there, snuggles in and goes to sleep. My baby, if you lay him down, drowsy but awake, he would scream and scream and scream, wake up instantly, flail everywhere. It just wasn't happening. Everyone that tried realized it didn't work. There are some babies that like to nurse to sleep. There are some babies that would prefer to be alone. And I don't believe that one size will ever fit all. And I just don't think that that's the case with human beings, and babies are human beings. If you need sleep crutches to go to sleep like I do, I have to have white noise. I like to sleep with a heating pad on my head. I like the weight of it on my head. I like to feel cool. I like to have a big t-shirt on and sweatpants that are very loose fitting cotton. I don't like socks on, the room to be pretty dark. These are all of my sleep crutches. I think a lot of us have them. And I also really like to sleep next to a person. And babies, I think that a lot of people expect brand new babies that just come out of the womb, warm, cozy, with mommy all day long, and feeling that movement and warmth and closeness and connection. We expect a lot out of these brand new babies to lay in a crib by themselves, swaddled, alone, in the dark, go to sleep. And if you don't do that, you're creating a crutch for your baby. I just don't believe that that's real. I think that every parent does what they need to do. And if you need to sleep train your child for your own mental wellness and well-being, you do that. You need to do what works for you and your family. But I disagree with that. You need to have a baby that sleeps independently, fall asleep on their own, or you're creating bad habits for your child. I just disagree with that. As a human being, because they're not just a baby, as a human being, for them to want closeness and connection and to lay with their mommy and daddy, or to have that soothing, or to have somebody rock them to sleep, that's super normal. It's super normal. If your baby sleeps on their own all throughout the night and doesn't wake, and all of that from like 6 weeks on, that's incredible. If it doesn't happen until 6 months, awesome. It doesn't happen until over a year, awesome. It just is what it is. And I think that people have these really unrealistic expectations of what babies should or should not be doing, because we want our sleep and we want a semblance of independence back. And when I let go of that and I just accepted his sleep for what it was and accepted that my baby needed more support for sleep, it's not me creating a crutch. So people say nursing your baby to sleep, they're using you as a pacifier. Pacifiers were created to mimic the nipple, not the other way around. It is not bad to nurse your children to sleep. It is not bad not to nurse your children to sleep. It is simply what you need to do is what you should do. That's that. Like, everybody's family is different. It feels right for me to nurse him to sleep and support him to sleep. That's what feels right to me. So that's still what we do. He is almost 15 months old. That's still what we do. And it's what works for us. And I don't shame anyone for what they choose to do. And I hope that other people don't shame other mothers for what they choose to do. You do what you gotta do. If that's sleep training, go for it. If it's not, go for it. If it's nursing your kid to sleep, amazing. If it's putting your kid down, drowsy but awake, I mean, go for it. Like, I just truly think that there's so much expectation. And when you let that go, it can make parenting feel so much less draining and so much less like you're doing it wrong. You're not doing it wrong. Some kids are just born needing more. Some kids are born needing less. And that's just what it is. And I think that a lot of people, we think of babies as like this separate entity from human beings. Like, we're like, oh, but they're a baby. Yeah, but babies are still human beings and they need the same things that we need. Like, if you need it, why wouldn't your baby need it? Like, I don't know, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, in the beginning, I was like, well, it's a sleep crutch, it's a sleep crutch, it's a sleep association. So every adult I know has a sleep association. Every single one. I have a friend that has to watch Star Trek when she goes to bed. So what? Who cares? Like, I have other friends that need perfect silence. I have to have like blaring white noise of a fan. We all have things that we need to help us sleep. And I think that as long as you do what feels natural and normal to you as a parent, that's what you should be doing. I don't believe that you should ever have expectations on baby sleep. If it's not working for you anymore, you can talk to a sleep coach or somebody and try to figure out if there may be an issue that needs to be treated underlying. You can talk to your pediatrician, you can talk to your doctor about any health issues or things that might be impacting sleep in a negative way. But if those are addressed, if it's working for you, it's working for you. I don't know. That's just kind of how I see life. And I'm trying to just see things that way and realize that like not everything is so cut and dry. And there's not a one way to do things. There's not. I mean, it's just he sleeps how he sleeps. And I just think that like I will nurse him to sleep as long as he needs it. And lately he's been nursing and then kind of pulling off and falling asleep next to me. And that's so new. I don't know any adults that still sleep with their parents. I just think that it's one of those things where you just got to do what fits and what works for you and not let anybody shame you out of that, because as long as you're being safe and doing what works for you and your baby, like nobody else is here fucking taking care of them. And they will sleep through the night eventually. They will. It's just a matter of time. And if they need a little more support, so be it. And if it's not working for you, address it with somebody. But if it is working, do you. So I think that's it for this video. My makeup is done. I really like the way it turned out. I think that lining my lips a little bit bigger today is really pretty. And I like that it kind of matches these overalls. I think that this is just such a pretty makeup look and I feel really beautiful. I haven't worn lashes in a while, but I was like, I need to do that today because I always just feel so put together when I have lashes on. I feel like I could do anything. Well, I hope you guys liked this video and that it was somewhat fun to watch. It's a bit of a shorter Q&A from me, but I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about some things that maybe I don't normally talk about. And I'm sorry for getting a little bit shitty and salty in this video, okay? You do what you gotta do. But I'm just tired of not saying things when I feel things, and I felt it. And right now we are headed out. We have to go pick up a chest freezer. We need one. That's it for today. Well, I hope you guys have a great day, and I thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. You guys can ask any questions that you have at any time. I'll do more of these on my Instagram stories, so if you guys don't follow me over there, you might want to. It's just RawBeautyKristi on Instagram, and you guys can ask any questions that you have and when I do these little Q&As. And yeah, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video.